So,
Cool.
Mike, what are your parting thoughts for anybody looking to get into this? Obviously, budgeting, massive. Location,
Yep.
massive. What else are people really missing, or should they think about before they put their chips on the table?
I think having a holistic approach, not just taking one step at a time, is looking at a holistic approach of what you need to open the store, eyes wide open, and talking about that, building from the ground up budget versus trying to, figure it all out one bite at a time because, you know, you might think it's X, but it could be X times two, or it could be X less something. And just having a realistic budget up front there to be aware of that. And there's some people that go, "Oh my God," and then they start realizing, and they go through the lineups like, "You're right, that's the way it is." And we're turning over a few projects right now, um, and I'll brag about them later. But we took them over from people, and it was unfortunately in some bad spaces, and we came in and went from took over, got them hauling butt, getting the store done. And and one of the people, they were like, "Mike, if there's any way you can get us open by the end of the year," and guess what, we're going to get them open in October.
Yeah,
And they just, they saw the crawl of what was happening, not the lack of sense of urgency. And I think the other item is that people look at one domino at a time. We try to line them all up at a time. And there's some things that can be concurrent at the same time. It's just you got to plan for that and understand what that looks like. And then pre-operation, a month before, start talking to the partners, the Kaya pushes and the different people out there that support the operations going forward as well. Because if you don't do that and you're waiting till opening and then go, "Oh my God, now I got to get trained, I got to do all this stuff." I think those are super critical things of having a holistic approach, looking at all the check marks. And I'm not necessarily saying all the things we're going to say that you have to have, but it's just understanding what A through Z or whatever that quantification is of people, but just having a full understanding what it takes to open a store, and then, getting to work, go to work and hustle, hustle, hustle.
100%. I also think that people underestimate the amount of project management required.
Cool.
You can't just hire a GC, hire an IT firm, hire whoever, and expect it all to just work.
That's what that project I was talking about. That's what was happening. It was this.
Yeah,
You have to have a quarterback that's experienced, that knows what he's doing, because if not, who's talking to the signage, talking to the millwork, talking to the security, talking to all the pre-wires to go in there to make sure that that's all in there. And what does that come down to? The architectural set of plans, having that all on there. Because what happens too is when you don't think through this through, you're succumb to change orders because all that work is not on there. And your best friend, the GC's, "Oh, I got it all done," and they go, "Oh shoot, Eric, can I have that security plan?" And they're not based on the plans. They weren't aware of it. And now you got change orders because you're running cabling in the wall or whatever that might, unfortunately do. You're making, cameras outside that you got to have penetrations on buildings that you didn't even realize aren't
right,
available. Like,
right.
it just goes on and on and on. And that's, like I say, having the right people doing the due diligence on the front end. And I'm not going to say we have screwed up some things too. We're not perfect, but
Sure.
we have went through enough that we kind of understand everything to have, get as much as we can tailored through it and figured out.
And it is a small industry. Make rights are part of it.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
humans. And if something's
100%.
wrong, we make sure it's okay. But also, don't blame me for your short sightedness. That
Yeah.
happens all the time where the change orders get argued about, but it's not for us to decide. That was a call you made a while ago, and it's just a ticking time bomb.
Well, and if they're not aware, how are they supposed to price it if they weren't aware of it? You know what I mean? And that's the bottom line. And once again, you have it all in the one basket. You have all your partners in there talking about it. And then
Yeah,
guess what? Everyone's aware of it, and now we can hold everyone accountable because it's on the set of blueprints, and it's the basics for everything you build upon. And having a good set of documents to go forward with is everything for success of lack of surprises, lack of change orders.
that's exactly it. You can't just fix it in post. Doesn't really,
No, cost money.
yeah.
That's
Uh,
bottom line. Changes afterwards cost money.
yeah. We get a lot of emergency jobs where there are inspections coming up or they want to open immediately. And we love those projects because decisions happen fast.
Yep. Yep.
You don't have time to mess around.
Well, and all the conditions are there. You're not
Right.
built going through figuring out all these conditions and what that nuance looks like. it is what it is. You know what I mean? All the bones are there. You just got to make do and make it happen. And like I say, and those are sometimes easier because you know where everything's at if you haven't put everything together.
100%.